What is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video, and so today we are gonna talk about the main event of the recent AAA pay-per-view, Noche de los Grandes. If I'm saying that right, I guess I don't know. Anyways, I didn't watch really any of the other stuff. I really only cared about the El Grande, the real El Grande Americano versus the real original El Grande Americano versus the imposter El Grande Americano. That's really the only thing I cared about on this card. So this is my first ever, I guess, AAA match I've watched. And it was a great match. You know, it was a great match. Cheesy ending. I thought the ending was really kind of lame. A lame ending. Uh, and also, obviously, I think the wrong person won, of course. So let me get something here to people. First and foremost, the real original El Grande Americano unfortunately did not win, and he was revealed to be Chad Gable. Now, some people here, I have been coming up here and telling people nobody knows who the real, original El Grande Americano is. Now, to all you people that were commenting saying, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. How do you not know it's Chad Gable?" Y'all are fucking dumb. Y'all are fucking dumb. You know by now, and I'm gonna do this since already fucking, they fucking ruined the whole kayfabe here. Y'all fucking know that I respect kayfabe. I respect the kayfabe traditions because I actually give a fuck about the business, unlike you. So that's why I fucking did it. I knew it was Chad Gable, but I didn't care because I like Chad Gable and I wanted to go with the fuck damn storyline. Anyways, so this match now. When I first saw the ending of the match, I thought it was a fucking Roman Reigns spear thing, but it actually was. I got the JBL pointed it out that it was a fucking running headbutt, which made me hate the finish even more. By the way, it was a running fucking headbutt. I mean, it was a running headbutt, which would have made sense if he used the steel plate thing in his mask. But the fact that the running headbutt was the finish without, like, the steel plate or anything like that, since it's no DQ, since the match is no DQ, made the finish really stupid and cheesy. Another thing I didn't like after the end of the match, and we'll get to the match quality of it, but the end of the match, they just basically had Chad Gable basically talk about the traditions and yada yada yada. He had his family there, and then he basically took off the mask himself. Didn't like that at all, because that's not what you're supposed to do. When you put something on the line and you lose as a heel, you're supposed to resist, and then the babyface is supposed to attack and do it for you. We seen this with CM Punk, when he lost his hair to Rey Mysterio. It's not like CM Punk was gonna just forcibly let his hair get cut. right? Kurt Angle did this when he lost his hair to Edge. Uh, Vince McMahon when he lost his hair. You know what I mean there? Would have preferred that type of outcome because that's how it makes sense. And then friggin' Chad Gable can then come back to the States and still wear the mask. You know what I mean there? To me, it would have made more sense there. But now it seems like they're going to go with this whole, oh, he's no longer going to do El Grande Americano, and that's just the end of the story. I'm like, what are we so what is Chad Gable going to do now? Now he's back to doing nothing again. Just like last time when they screwed him over in the Intercontinental Championship match. He should have had that at WrestleMania against Gunther. Instead, they decided that we're going to do Sami Zayn instead, which the reign was very mediocre. Now we're back to square one with Chad Gable of doing in perpetuity dormant in the storyline. Pisses me off, you know what I mean there. Luthen Kaiser, who just recently got arrested, gets to win the match. And don't give me this bullshit, about what the story that they're telling now, because they even came out with an article saying that they exaggerated that shit. The police and the courts came out and said that they have footage of punches being thrown. So no, that did not happen. Okay. All right. So, I'm kind of pissed that he's not getting any type of punishment, when, people, get arrested under WWE. RVD lost his title because of, smoking marijuana or whatever. He lost the WWE Championship and the ECW Championship, but Luthen Kaiser's not going to be punished for being arrested. That to me is bullshit. You punch somebody, they have elevator footage of it. You know what I mean there? The police, and they said they have elevator footage. Eventually it will probably get released at some point. But that to me, I'm always in the belief that you gotta do some type of punishment. You gotta do some type of punishment there. Because we see what guys have done that have done less. RVD lost the title for fucking smoking marijuana, I guess. Which back then it was more serious than it is now, but that's my point, though. RVD lost his title over it. He got suspended for 30 days over it. Where supposedly, allegedly, he, Kaiser punched people, and that's what the police and, court said. They wouldn't arrest him if that happened. If no punches were thrown, he wouldn't have been arrested. Let's just clarify that right now. Police are not going to do that, okay? All right, for, a circumstantial case, okay? That's what I think. Unless I see something, unless they actually release the elevator footage and it contradicts that story, then, I can only believe what common sense opposes, based on what we've heard. But anyways, getting back to the match. Again, that's all allegedly, by the way. I have to clarify, it is allegedly. But, from what we've heard, that's, the more believable story, for that whole altercation from last week. But, getting to the match with Chad and Luthen Kaiser, the Impostor El Grande Americano, Um, what was it? Okay, so that match, besides the cheesy ass ending with the freaking running headbutt, I was really surprised at how resourceful they were in this match. I mean, like there was like a point where the real El Grande Americano, the original real El Grande Americano, used used a piece of the broken table. They used bull ropes. They used the actual commentary computer chairs. Okay, they were throwing that around. Like they were using like things that you would never see them do in a WWE match, like in a pay per view WWE no DQ match. Um, so I was kind of surprised at some of the resourcefulness. I mean, obviously, you have your traditional chairs. There was multiple false finishes in the match. Um, even with the guitar spot, like at the beginning of the match, there was a guitar spot. Then I don't know what the person's name was, but there was another person that came out and used the guitar as well on the original Grande Americano. Then you had the what's it called? You had the Crude brothers and the Creed brothers and the Impostor entourage people coming out and they doing their stuff as well. Um, but yeah, it was a good match. And some people have called this like match of the year. I don't think it's match of the year. Punk versus Roman is still the best match of the year. This match was okay for what it was. Um, I honestly, was the match a top tier match? Yeah, it was. I was surprised at how good it was because I didn't think they would get as much time despite it being the main event, and I didn't think it would be. Like I said, I didn't think the match was gonna be as good as we thought it would be. Going in, like I just thought it was gonna be I just thought like they were just gonna get it over with, and the mask thing would happen. But again, I thought they would do a heel ending. Like I thought they would do a heel ending if obviously I wanted El Grande or the original El Grande Americano to win. I thought they would do a heel ending and have him win, but I thought after he lost, they were going to do a heel ending where he attacks the imposter, and that would lead to the other, the entourage and some of the other people that were interacting with the OG El Grande Americano, to come in and like try to, hold him together, and that would lead to him losing the mask. That to me would be of more of a way to do it because, Gable's supposed to be a heel. At least in Mexico he is. Uh I'm wondering how they're going to do this out of state, like what they're going to do this in the United States, because when the original comes back, or I'm sorry, not the original, the imposter comes back, he's going to be a heel on Raw. So I don't know how you present that. Um, and then Chad Gable, if he comes back on Raw, like what do you do? It's like, oh, well, I lost. Like you said, that's where I don't see where it goes from here. And I'm really hoping they do something for Chad because I really like Chad Gable. I don't like that he gave the mask because I wanted him to. I didn't care his mask. I was hoping that he would keep the mask because I wanted to see him continue doing it because he was doing so good as El Grande Americano. Um, yeah, I enjoyed him as El Grande Americano. I loved his run as El Grande Americano. It was unfortunate he got injured, and it kind of derailed the run. They picked it back up. Very, very good, but now that he doesn't have it anymore, I just don't know what they're going to do. They implied that he was going to continue being in AAA at the end of the match, or at the end of the thing with the commentary or whatever. By the way, I will say, overall, the translations were very good, with the exception of the video package. I had no fucking idea what they were saying because they did not translate it. They did not translate the video package, but everything else they did pretty good. You know, obviously they have an American commentary team or an English commentary team. You know, JBL did very, very good. They even had Rey Mysterio doing some commentary towards the end of it as well. I was actually surprised that Rey didn't try to interact in the match either. But then again, Rey Mysterio actually, see, it would have been weird for Rey Mysterio to get involved in the match, because in the United States, on Raw, he supported the original El Grande Americano because he was a babyface. He's a babyface in the States. So it would have been weird if he helped the Impostor El Grande Americano, because he helped the original in the States. So that's where I say, like, and that also might be why they went with the whole flat ending. Now that I think about it, that might be why, because he's a babyface in the States. But I hope that's what it leads to, but I don't know. He could be off TV. You know, LA Knight was off TV for like over a month on Raw. So, you know, who the fuck knows where Chad's going to go now. That's what I pissed about it, because Chad's such a great worker and he did such a great job in this match. I mean, he was bleeding profusely. Like, the blood job he got was really bad. I don't know if Kaiser's was as bad as his, but like, he really got cut really bad. Like, you could see, like, he's freaking trying to hold down the blood or whatever as he's like talking. Like, his cut was really fucking bad. That was not planned for him to be cut that bad. But it also brings up another point that also surprised me about it, is he was cut that bad. Because that's something you typically don't see today in WWE. And if you do get cut, it's not usually that bad. Like, they don't cut you that bad. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't think they planned on him being cut that bad. Like, I'm sure the blood was supposed to happen, but I don't think Kaiser intended to cut him that much. Like, I don't think it was intended for him to bleed that much. Like, I'm sure the blood job was planned, but I don't think it was planned for him to be cut that much, because you could see Chad was like fucking, he was like fucking he's trying to put his hair on, like fucking feeling his head. Like, it was really bad. But yeah, I'm just hoping that, like, Chad, they do something with Chad now, because with him not being the original El Grande Americano anymore, I don't know where he goes from here. And that's what makes me really sad about the whole thing, because I really loved his character work as El Grande Americano. I really loved it. I enjoyed it. To me, he'll always be the real El Grande Americano. Well, he is, but, like, you know, he'll always be the real one, even though he's not it anymore, because he was always the original. And that's why I say he made that point known, that I will always be known as the original. You know, he even brought up, you know, why he, you know, started the character. You know, the traditions of the Lucha Libre, you know, to destroy the traditions of the Lucha Libre, which, you know, I mean, that's literally what was the point of the character. And I tried bringing this up to people. The whole point of Chad Gable being El Grande Americano was to mock the lucha traditions as a heel. Because back then WWE didn't own AAA when he started the character. Okay. Had they known they were going to acquire AAA at that time, maybe the way they approached the character would have been different. But you know, when Chad Gable when Chad Gable started doing it, but you know, because obviously WWE doesn't really have that many luchadorists on Raw and SmackDown. In comparison to, you know, obviously AAA, which has almost all of them because, you know, that's where it typically goes, is in Mexico. So that is, you know, what my thoughts are and what I think. Yeah, great match. You know, and I will say, you know, you got to give these guys their flowers for, you know, a main event match because let's face it, Luke and Kaiser and Chad Gable both are guys that are probably not going to be main eventers in terms of, you know, WWE is concerned. I don't know what they're doing with the Impostor El Grande Americano, but I mean, obviously, in the States, their chances of main eventing are slim to none. But they tarred it down here in Mexico because they you know, chances of them doing it in the States are probably not likely. So got to give it both of them. Again, I'm disappointed that Luke and Kaiser won, especially with, you know, the recent arrest thing and the recent arrest, and also just the fact that I really wanted Chad Gable to win. But yeah, that is it, guys. Comment, rate, if you like this video, my videos, please subscribe, hit the notification bell for latest content. Thank you. And that's about it, guys. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of here. Peace. Also, make sure to follow me on the YouTube, the Twitch, the Instagram, and the Discord link in the description where we discuss various topics.